What if I told you that one of the most successful people in the world was once fired for being not creative enough? No money, no support, and no clear future. This is a true story that proves why you should never give up. This is the real story of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was not born into wealth. He was adopted as a baby and raised by parents who worked hard just to get by. From a young age, Steve was curious, stubborn, and different from others. In school, he didn't fit in. Teachers thought he was difficult. Classmates thought he was strange. But Steve had one obsession: technology and creativity. In his early 20s, Steve co-founded a small company in a garage. That company was called Apple. At first, Apple was successful beyond anyone's imagination. Steve became famous, rich, and powerful, all before the age of 30. But then something shocking happened. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. The company he created no longer wanted him. Imagine the pain. Imagine the embarrassment. Imagine losing everything you built. Steve later said this was the most devastating moment of his life. For months, Steve felt lost. But instead of quitting, he started over. He founded a new company called Next. He invested in a small animation studio called Pixar. At the time, Pixar was struggling. No one believed in it. But Steve did. Years later, Pixar created movies like Toy Story, changing animation forever. Meanwhile, Apple was failing without Steve. In 1997, Apple made a shocking decision. They asked Steve Jobs to come back. The man they once fired returned, wiser, stronger, and more focused. Steve helped create the iPhone, iPad, and Mac, products that changed the world. Apple became one of the most valuable companies in history. Steve Jobs once said, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to me." This real story teaches us something powerful. Failure is not the end. Rejection is not the end. Sometimes it's just the beginning of something greater. If you're struggling right now, remember this story. Your setback may be your setup. If this story inspired you, like, subscribe, and share, because someone else might need this message today.